everyone. Welcome to the Misread Podcast Show. Again, we have a lovely set with a lovely guest. We are going to be talking about marriages. Okay, I have a really good friend of mine here today, Rosh, and I'm gonna let him talk about himself. This is something that is near and dear to me. I know his family. I know his wife. I know his children. They're lovely, a lovely family. And his opinion matters to me. And I felt that this topic for me is, I'm saying serious, but, with a grain of salt, because I want to be married if I have a choice, but to the right person who has the right moral compass, the right value system. And I do a lot of silly stuff about, down low and, dating red flags and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of all that, you do want to get to a point where you do have a happy 20-year marriage, the 2 kids, the picket fence. That's the American dream for some people, if that's your dream. And I wanted to have a conversation with someone who has accomplished that, a person that looks like us. And I admire that. I really do. So, Raj, it's nice to have you.
Yes, it's nice to be here.
And I appreciate you taking the time. I know you just came from work, and I know your family. So, thank you, Tracy, for allowing your husband to come after work. I appreciate it. I know Tracy; she's an educator as well. So, if you don't mind telling everybody a little bit about yourself, while we get started.
Sure. So my name is Rosh Brown, and I am a salesperson with Mercedes-Benz of Atlanta Northeast, and that's where I met Miss Red, actually. So I'm happy to be on the show and give my point of view. So I think it's good to see a male's point of view. So we'll get to it.
That's why I wanted him, because I'm only going to give my point of view because that's all that I know.
Right.
And the funny part is, when you guys hear me mention my ex-fiance, I never say his name. That's why he's smiling right now. I never say the name, but he knows the name. First and last name, middle name and everything. He knows. We've gone on double dates with myself, ex-fiance, his beautiful wife, and him. Multiple double dates. He's gone to my birthday party. He came in, giving me money for my birthday. He's come to my ex-fiance's birthday. We've gone on dinner dates and everything. So we were those couples that, that would hang out and have great times. And but we still kept in contact. And I don't even know, which I'm going to ask that question later. I don't even know if he even still talks to my ex-fiance. Don't even answer that right now. So if he does, that's fine, because I value their friendship, and I value his opinion on this subject, honestly. But so the point is, nobody knows. People always ask me, who is your fiance? That still sounds ridiculous. It is, but I'm gonna save that information for like a show that's like gonna be like a deeper dive kind of a thing. But yeah, so I find this is different for me because he knows who I'm talking about. Because I always bring it up without giving details. But now you can be like, Kiki. Okay, so. All right, so, and actually, I think I bought my Mercedes from you, right?
Yes, you did.
I did.
You did. I see it parked right outside.
You did.
I did.
And I'm going to be getting my next one from you.
You better.
Whoop.
You better.
I know your wife has a big, fat, juicy one.
She does.
She does. As she should.
She should.
She deserves it. She gave you some beautiful children. All right, so speaking of beautiful children, let's talk about, because my last episode I talked about red flags in dating, right? So when you think of red flags, you think of negativity, like stop sign, no longer want to see you because you have these red flags. You hope the red flags turn green to go to the next level, because red flags means we're done, no further, stopping. Now, today, I saw a dating guru talk about black flags today. Now, I won't go into detail about it because there's something attached to it, which I found interesting, because when you think of black flags, you think of negativity.
Right.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
But when he explained it, I was like, okay, but that he's talking about swirl. Interracial.
Right.
Which is fine. I mean, I'm willing to go interracial. So if anyone out there likes a black Barbie, I'm open. So, I'm just saying. No, but seriously. Yeah, so we talked about mostly red flags, and I had a beautiful guest, Shay, a businesswoman. She has her own 2 companies, has her own home, has no children, and she's about her business, been for years, and she's not found the right mate, and she's 40. I'm 51. Like, she was 47, I believe. Now, people could think that's a red flag, because she's like, I would say that's a catch. Now, it's like she's a catch, but at what age do men stop looking at the looks? Or, because I mean, and it's like she has businesses, she has a home, she has no kids. Why would somebody not want to just swoop that up? Okay, so, but her last serious boyfriend ended up being like the worst. Number one thing that came out of that she realizes now, the red flag, was the love bombing. Now that you've been married for 1,000 years, do you even know what that is?
No. Absolutely.
Exactly. So you may be a little bit removed, but I'm gonna talk about it just to kind of segue into where you are. Okay. So love bombing is to get someone to fall in love with you really quickly. You don't really mean it. You're lying. There's no courting. There's no dating. Or it's fake. Right. But you're still telling all the other women the same thing. You're not being sincere. You're dealing with the baby mama. You ain't really got nowhere to stay. You're trying to move in with her because you want to have a place to stay. All that, but this woman thinks that we're doing like a commitment thing, but it's really not. So when you're a professional woman who has business to take care of, women like that are not running the street. Right. We're at home handling business. So while we're at home handling business, he's out here just gallivanting. Right. So we're not running behind you, chasing you with a beer bottle, trying to hit you upside the head with it. She's at home handling her business. Right. And they know that. So it ended badly. And of course, she moved on. But her time was wasted. Mm-hmm. And that's where the frustration causes the bitterness, the F these men, right, all races and all that. And then you get like your wife was young when she met you. She probably didn't even experience the men like that.
Right, she did not.
Right.
She did not.
So, but you know what? I think that a lot of women were like, I could do better, so I'm going to keep trying the next one. The next, when they're young, mm-hmm, the next one. Because I'm not going to lie, I did that. And I had men that were, because I had a couple tell me, I'm not sure what your problem is, but you need to, I'm a good catch. I'm like, so am I. But I was, young. But, so I love to hear other stories of other people, because I feel like Oprah. Oprah's like, I think Oprah regrets not getting married. That's why she doesn't mind having Stedman as a mate. But I think that she doesn't know how to be courted.
Right.
Because she has such a horrible childhood that she's so rich and so successful and so powerful. She's not looking for that. So she doesn't even think that she's worthy of that or something. I don't know, but it's such a slippery slope. So I think that if I was a rich basketball player, me, or a rich athlete or something as a woman, I would do what Kobe Bryant did. I would do what LeBron did. I would go get me somebody at 19, wife them up, give me a bunch of babies, and we're going to stay together forever. That's what I would do. And not get a prenup, and if we get divorced, you get half of everything. That's what I would do. If I was a rich athlete, I would do that. So people who do that, I understand why they would do that.
Right.
I would get married to that one person, have all my kids with that person, and I wouldn't get married to nobody else. I wouldn't have kids with nobody else, and if we split up, only that person gets my money. I wouldn't do it with, I don't understand people who do that all over the place. I just don't get it. So, but you learn this stuff through time and age. But if you weren't raised in a home where decisions, but you learn this stuff as time goes on. And then, you get to be 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and then you're like, time has ticked away. So that's why I like to listen to other perspectives and hear. I love having this show, this platform, and I do want to use it to help even myself, so that's why I have you here, because I want to hear what was your motive at that young age, because there are people still at our age who thinks marriage is lame. Being committed to one person is impossible. Who wants to do that? Who wants to be laying in the same bed with one person for the rest of your life? That is impossible. That's what I've been hearing, because I take polls for my show just so I have some insight to say. I don't put anybody on blast, but just to have insight. So I would love to hear from you.
Of course.
What do you think? I've been talking, so I'm gonna be quiet.
I have a lot of info to share.
Please.
And I'm very happily married.
For how long now?
For 18 years.
18 years
18
of
years.
happily, blissful marriage.
Yes.
Love that.
Yeah.
I think, to me, there are some things you cannot buy. You can't purchase. You can't bottle up. You can't. That are just a blessing. I don't care how good you look. I don't care how much makeup, weave. I don't care. All that stuff doesn't matter when you have your person.
Right.
So if you could take me back to how you found your person.
Well,
which is my Tracy. I love Tracy. She's so sweet.
Well, yeah, she's
so
definitely
sweet.
sweet. And
oh my gosh.
We actually met. I sold her a car, 2004. Seems so long ago, 21 years ago.
Wow.
And what I really liked was she was very decisive.
Decisive?
Decisive.
Okay.
So
with the car or just
with the car? She knew what she wanted.
Okay.
And that's one thing that I remember. She was decisive. And when we met, of course, she had her own place. She was very independent. She knew what she wanted. She was single, no kids, never married.
Was she in school at the time?
No, she graduated. She was a teacher.
So she was already in her career.
She was already starting her career.
Did she have her first degree, second degree by then?
Her first degree.
Her
okay.
bachelor's
at that time.
Now, were you intimidated at that time because you didn't have, you went to high school, and you were already in your full blown in your career.
Yeah.
And Mercedes Benz.
Well, actually, I met her at Nissan back then.
Okay.
And I was in my career. I owned a house at 23.
Now that's impressive.
So
owning a house at 23. Now I'm sure she saw that.
Well, she saw that after. Yes.
Wow. Okay. Now, if a woman doesn't look at a man that owns a home at 23, she's crazy.
Well, no, of course she saw that.
And no kids.
And no kids.
That's it. Those are pluses.
Right.
I mean,
so we were a good match, and yes, I was a little intimidated by a degree, and I didn't have one, but I felt that I was still equal, and
you just pursued. So
Yeah,
you believe in
pursued.
dating and courting.
Absolutely.
See, a lot of men now don't believe in that. That's the problem.
Well, no, it's not that they don't believe in that. I think that times have changed now with social media, and you get to see so much about a person from their page.
From their what?
From their page.
But that could be fake. The page could be fake.
I mean, perception is reality. So back then there was no page for me to check. I really had to get to know her personally. So that was a difference. It's really a difference from back then and now. I feel right now it's a lot of social media and a lot of portrayal of what's not true.
Because I actually did an episode about online dating, and I gave like do's and don'ts. And one of the thing was, Miss Red, people were asking, what do you think are like some do's and don'ts? And I said, well, the do's are, as a woman, I could lie and say, I could lie, but to my benefit, for my safety. But then on the flip side, a man could lie to try to get things and it could be not to my safety.
Right.
So it's kind of like, it's a double-edged sword. So it's like, everybody's crazy. I mean, how do you know? It's all a risk. It's all a risk.
I mean, it is a risk.
How do you know when to take the risk or not take the risk? I mean,
well, like you said, there are flags, and some people ignore the red flags.
So do you think at any given point the red flags, they have to come out at some point?
Oh, they definitely come out. And right now with technology the way that it is, it's easier to find, how quick someone responds to your text, how much they engage with you, the time that they spend with you, all of these things. And Tracy always responded quick to phone calls, text, and she showed me that she was interested. And I think that people ignore the red flags when someone ignores them all day. How is that possible with a cell phone in your
You ain't
pocket?
that busy.
Yeah, you're not that busy. He's
What's
not
the
into
guy
you.
over the guy who's married to the, oh my God, brain freeze. Not Zuckerberg too, but Bezos.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure he messages back his fiance,
Right.
Sanchez.
Right.
You ain't that busy.
Right.
But you know why they don't message back sometimes? Why do you think? Before I give my response. Why do you think? Come on now. Be honest. Why do you think they don't message back?
Like I said, the only reason is they're not into you.
Or another reason would be what?
They're busy.
No. Take that out the equation. What would be another reason? A silly reason. Come on now.
If I ever
it.
not responded, I'm asleep.
Okay, that's you because you're looking for a wife.
Right.
Let's say people who they say they want a wife, but they're not really standing on business. So that means that they're really not answering or not standing on business because why? Because they're playing a game. It's a game. Dating is a game.
It is a game, but
And it's a game I just don't care to play. It's like, and that's why the people, even the ex-fiance, the only reason we got together is because he stood on business. You're gonna do this, he did it. We're gonna do this, he did it. We're gonna go here, we're gonna go on a trip, we're gonna buy this, women of substance like consistency.
Right.
Period. Now, if you know you dealing with a certain type of man or woman, okay, whatever, but certain women of a certain caliber, we like consistency. Because I'm going to give you that back. Because, you already know I have other people who are always, like, bothering me. But I'm not going to give them consistency. I'm going to give it to you because I like you. Right. Now, if you don't give it to me, I won't give it back to you. And they know that. And also, you have women also trying to be with you. But if you're going to give me consistency, I'm going to give it back to you. But once I see that you're not going to give me that respect of consistency, you're dead to me.
Right.
And then I don't respect you anymore. So, and that's how me and my ex-fiance, I just teased him to set the name, got me interested. Very much so. Because for me, I'm the kind of female where I don't like to date a bunch of men.
Right.
I'm not sure about that if you know me or not. Like, people think because I like dressing a little sexy. What is it? Jackie Harry. I like to dress my little sexy dresses and all. I don't like dressing up for everybody. I like dressing up for myself. I don't like to be out here just dating. I'd rather go out with Tracy.
Right. And
have a cocktail and go home. I will go out with Nikki, but she gone out of the country. My daughter, she out of the country playing ball. But I'd rather stay home under my favorite blanket and watch the ID channel. That worked out well when I was engaged because we would do it together. Well, I'm not engaged anymore, so now I'm like, yikes. But I'm okay with it now. I come to the realization this third engagement, that kind of nail in, turn the cork, turn the bottle. Maybe it's not for me. Maybe I'm meant to help other people to learn some things, because he won't hook me up. I don't know what his problem is. I'm just kidding. But I just feel like, because I was never taught. I don't like dating. I'm realizing, like, so many people try to talk to me. I don't like to get dolled up for everybody. I like getting dolled up for my man. It takes a lot to get dolled up. You ain't my man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't want to get dolled up for you. But the ex-fiance would see the dolled up and the homeless look. And he still loved me.
Right.
He still loved me. That's what I want. Because sometimes the people who fake and phony only want to see you when you're dolled up.
Right.
They don't want to see you when you're at home with your glasses on, with your holy t-shirt on and your bonnet on. And ex-fiance, that's what I was mostly looking like at home. Because nobody goes out all day in a full face of makeup. That goes for Beyonce, Kim Kardashian, J-Lo.
Right.
Those people do not go out the house like that all the time. They do that when they're going somewhere. So I like to meet people when I'm dressed down and when you're at home, how somebody treats you. And that's how people get you to stick around. And for me, that's important. Like, if I was to go out right now, anybody I would meet, I probably wouldn't take them too serious. I'm not even saying I'm all that. Right. I'm not even saying I'm not even saying, oh my God, I'm all that. But I know how people are very superficial. Mm-hmm. And that's why I do think it's better to meet somebody when you are younger.
Right. When
you're growing into who you are. Mm-hmm. And, my daughter's father, I met him at the peak of, my growing into who I was. And, like I always try to tell people, if you are 50 or 60 and looking great, I can imagine how you look when you was 25. Mm-hmm. Like, a good example of that to me is somebody like Bernice Burgos. She look good now. Imagine how she looked 30 years ago. People always saying like, why she ain't married or why she. Well, I think that a lot of men probably think she probably sleep with a bunch of guys, or she's fast, or she's a hoe, whatever. I don't think she is. I just think that she's used her looks to help her get what she needed. But pretty women like that don't have to do a lot.
No.
They don't.
No.
I mean, it's the ones who, like, I'll give an example. Then I have a question for you, and I want to know if this is. I want to know. That's what I'm saying. You're my man's perspective.
Right.
I don't have a husband. See, my man's perspective. This lady, I saw them on social media today. Her and her husband was in a grocery store, and they do all these pranks on these people. Like, no one could ever get me on a prank, because they would get told. This guy walked out of the bathroom, gave this lady a note. Her and her husband are standing by the restroom. Now, I know my Tracy, they would get her and that hair, they would get the, you won't have to even say nothing. But the note said, meet me in the bathroom. I want to give you something. I don't know what it was. She told her husband, wait a minute. And then she proceeds to walk into the men's restroom in, I think, Walmart or something, some store. And the husband waits. At that point, it doesn't even matter what it is. You tell your husband to wait, and you actually take the sticky note and you actually walk into the bathroom of the men's restroom of this establishment, Walmart or whatever.
No.
Could you imagine Tracy doing that?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. No.
It was a prank because this guy would never even look at his wife.
Okay.
But it was a joke. But she was so happy to have somebody look at her, she actually acknowledged it. That's sad.
Yeah, that's sad. That's a bad prank and definitely would not go well with me or my wife.
Or Tracy wouldn't even allow.
No.
Because you treat her so great. You know what I'm saying? But this lady would, and I still was kind of preaching for her. I'm like, lady, first of all, nobody's looking at you. And do you think that you would actually disrespect your husband over a person sending you a sticky note saying, come meet me in the bathroom of whatever, the mall or whatever, and they actually go do it? I mean, again, it goes back to attractive women know their worth for the most part. Now, if someone's attractive and they just want to be a hoe, I don't care. I don't really, that's fine. But to just totally disrespect and disregard your husband in front of him and actually go for it, for me, that is like mind-blowing.
No, I mean, it is mind-blowing, but it's definitely a learning experience for them. It's definitely an eye-opening experience for them.
And of course, when she goes in the bathroom, the guy is not there. And they're on the side over here laughing because it's a prank. They're laughing in the corner of the store or whatever. And the husband sits there and waits.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Now that would be very different with us for sure.
If that did happen, you guys haven't been in Walmart, a prank, because the pranks go on all the time. They find people that feel they can manipulate the young people. Would you say something? I mean, I know Tracy, and she
Tracy
play.
wouldn't even go. But if she did
walk up and gave her a napkin, and I wouldn't even take the napkin. I wouldn't even take the napkin.
Right. No, I would stop it before she even walked that way. Yeah.
I mean, why mess with people? People got messing with people. They just keep messing with people.
I mean, it's entertainment.
And that's what it is.
That's what it
is. At
is.
the expense of. Yeah. But the thing is, people are actually indulging in it, though. Right. That's the scary part. Like, you gonna indulge your marriage for this little view? I don't know. I guess I wouldn't never do that for my relationship.
No, I hope not.
No, I don't have one right now. But even if someone gave me something like that now, I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
Like, you better come to me now. If you come to me throwing like diamonds down the,
then you would go.
I would go see what's up.
Oh, okay.
I'm single.
Okay.
I'm single, ready to mingle. I'm an empty nester.
Understood.
Okay, so let's go back down some of these questions I want to ask you.
Sure.
All right, so you and Tracy met, and you sold her Ultima in 2004. An Ultima. She had her first degree. She was a teacher already.
Yes. Yes.
You have the beautiful Mason and Kendall.
Yes.
And you felt that those two children solidified everything, meaning it wasn't like we need to have kids right away, or did you have them right away?
No, we need to have kids right away.
That was your decision?
That was my decision.
And she was like, okay, let me help my husband bust this wide open.
We want to be young parents, have them right away, and grow together. And
I love that.
Yeah,
I
for sure.
love that. Because now you got, when they go off, you guys are still cool enough to enjoy yourselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was also part of it. I get my wife back. Yeah. I understood that she was my girlfriend, fiance, wife, and she would turn into a mom.
I love that because now that they're 15 and 17, when they go off to college, you guys can still have like cool fun. You guys are not old fogies.
Right.
Yeah, because now that I'm 51, my daughter's off, but I'm single. So my old fogey?
No, you're not old fogey.
I'm an old fogey.
No, you're not. You don't look like
he won't hook me up, so I'm an old fogey. Why are you gonna do me like that?
I'm gonna get someone for you.
I don't like how you saying that.
Okay.
I really don't.
What? I'm gonna get someone. Don't worry.
Okay, so do you think having the babies helped solidify? Did it make more stress on you as the provider? What do you think?
No. I think the babies definitely helped solidify us. It motivated me to work harder, for sure, because now I had a wife and kids to provide for. So it was just extra.
Them figures
motivation.
had to go up.
Yeah, I had to make more money, for sure.
Now, did that make your wife feel she had to go back and be a helpmate provider, or her being in education? Because, people think teachers don't make money. Now, I'm education, so the money ain't like it got, for what we do, it ain't that bad for what we do. Honestly, for me, we're off half a year. But, it ain't what our men be doing. But, so it's like we be coasting. You know what I'm saying? So the focus was you grinding the first 6 figures, the second 6 figures, so the grinding was you going in for what you wanted to do for the family.
Yeah. Yes, of course, it was definitely a grind on my part. However, definitely don't want to take anything away from a teacher's salary, especially with a teacher's schedule. It was incredible for the kids,
for parents.
It was
at least one parent.
Definitely, it was just.
Imagine incredible. You having to be like, God forbid, something happened to her and you were a single parent.
Right.
Because that happens. But like I said, God forbid. Mm-hmm. Because I know someone that happened to, where they rely, because everyone has their role in their families. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean you are better, worse, whatever. You have a role, and hey, my wife gets off at 3. You'll get off at whatever time. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna sell this Maybach Benz until this person sign that check or sign whatever they signing, sales agreement, because we all eating. So, you just work whatever works in your family. So I get that, and I respect that, because I feel like, so you think it made you more of a grinder?
Absolutely.
Well, you are, but I'm assuming that was already in you.
It was, but it definitely is more pressure when there are kids involved.
Have you ever considered divorce?
Never, not once.
What is one thing do you think that is you can never come back from, and it is divorce talking worthy? Like, it is worth talking divorce. You don't even know. You're like, I don't even know.
No, of course I know. It's very obvious for cheating. That would be divorce worthy.
When you say cheating meaning, Tracy, don't kill me for this, because we're going on I'm gonna be at the third wheel. We're gonna go on a dinner. because I don't have a man. So he said we're gonna go on a triple date. I'm a third wheel. But you mean like get pregnant by somebody else or something like that? I mean, that's so far fetched. Like, that's so dumb. But I'm just saying, do you mean like that? Or are you talking about just like a one night stand? I mean that matters because people say you can. People have told me like in my comments, it's okay to cheat if you don't catch feelings, no child comes in the mix, and you even told me before we spoke, men decide the wives. We decide the sex. Was that right?
Well, no, I didn't say that.
What did you say?
But
correct
that is true.
me, please.
No, I didn't say that, but that is true.
Okay, so I'm
right. I did
right.
not say that. You are right.
Okay.
Men decide the wives, women decide the sex. Correct.
I agree with you on that.
Correct.
I don't know if I said it correctly, but yeah. Because okay. So then that brings me back. Why do you think women proposing to men is okay?
No.
It's so wrong. I mean, you think it's desperation?
Yes.
It's so desperation.
Yes.
But sometimes, now I will say this, sometimes y'all take too long.
Well, what did I say? I mean, that's a red flag. He's not into you.
Right.
Yeah.
Move on, sis.
Yeah, move on.
Sis, you are not, that means you are not his number one pick.
No, you're not.
This man would know. Matter of fact, how long did you take to propose to Miss Tracy?
I
have it right here if you don't remember.
We met November 10th, 04, and I proposed January 06.
So that means how many months? 13.
I bought the ring in the summer we met.
13 months. So even now, if you was to have a friend that was dating a male friend and they had a girlfriend, would you give them a timeline now, or would you just say take it at your own pace at 2025?
No, it's the same. Take it as your own pace. I mean, the man will know. The man will know. The woman will do something that proves that she's the one.
So when did you know that she was the one?
I mean, a couple instances. The first instance was when we went on a date and I got sick. And she left and got medicine for me, came back, took care of me, and that was the first sign. And then when I moved her in, she paid for half of everything without me asking, and very independent, and she knew to split the bills 50-50, and that was it.
Now, that is a great segue into the 50-50.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got sick, she moved in, you guys were both successful, you had your car dealer, you were a salesman still.
Yeah,
were you still at Mercedes?
No.
Just you went up to Mercedes, because Mercedes, you can't just walk into Mercedes.
Right.
Mercedes you have to get up to a certain point. I'm assuming you have to show what your sales ethics, your sale. Yeah, because you can't just be like, oh, I'm going from selling Pintos to Mercedes. I'm assuming you got to show. I mean, now you're you're one of the top dogs over there, right?
Yes.
Ah, he didn't even flinch.
So anyway, I was salesman of the year with Nissan, and I'm salesman of the year with Mercedes. So when I was with Nissan, I
give it to him. Give it to him.
I did well. So, but what I'm saying is,
so that means I get a discount on my Maybach?
Yes, you will get a small discount. Sure.
A free tank of gas.
A free tank of gas. Yes. I'll give you another tank if you buy a Maybach, but we're gonna stick to the subject.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So anyway, no matter how successful the man is or the woman, once you're married, I feel that it's 50-50. And we personally did everything joint, 50-50.
Dating, not married.
No.
When y'all were dating.
Dating, I paid for everything. A man pays.
No, when she moved in, though.
When she moved in, it was 50-50.
With the bills.
With the bills.
Okay, and she was okay with that.
She offered it.
She was a teacher, and you were a salesman, and on your bills, your light, gas, rent, whatever, 50-50.
50-50.
Okay. Yeah. Now, when y'all would go out, again, was your money still separate in the bank?
When we were...
Because we're not married, so you were dating.
When we were engaged and dating, and she moved in, our money was separate, but As soon as we were married, our bank account was joint.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because joint meaning everything goes into one account.
Yeah, joint meaning everything goes in one account.
Okay.
Yeah.
You make $1 million. She makes $2,000. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Same account.
Same account.
Who's running the money?
Me. But let me preface that. I believe one person handles the money, whether it be the man or the woman, whoever's better with the money.
So why did you say you at first?
Because I'm better with the money.
Okay. Because you know what? Because in my situation, with my ex-fiance that you knows very well,
Yes.
this person made 6 figures in corporate America for multiple years. Way before they met me. In their 25-year marriage, way before they met me. But things were being mismanaged before me. I didn't realize that. But I'm a person, I'm like literally like Portia Williams. She's going to see an attorney before things happen.
Right.
She's like, I'm not going to be sitting up here with a foreclosure not knowing what's going on. But some things, the writing is coming on the wall before you see the collapse. And I'm not a dummy. Pretty does not mean dummy.
Right.
So you got to look out for yourself. So I thought, this something ain't right here. I don't know. But the mismanagement, the lack of caring for certain things was transitioning into, I gotta something. You're not answering my questions, and I just didn't like what I was seeing. So I had to take a stand. It wasn't just that, because people were like, "Oh my God," because it was embarrassing. It was. I won't say traumatic. Like
Was
that.
your account joint?
I had my own. We had some joints. I would take his checks and did all the money.
Okay. Well.
Because he made way more than me.
Okay. So when you have everything together, one checking, one savings, then there is no confusion.
Well, the thing is, think about it. At this age, but the thing is this, but different situation. In 50s, already had things established. 25-year marriage, divorce. Already have a professional stuff already going on. Already got things coming out from years and years. Can't change. But you start off when you're young. You're already starting off young. You're already starting off like from the birth.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I'm teaching my daughter this now.
If I was to meet someone new at this age,
You're not.
40s, 50s,
You would never.
I would do it the same way. And if she had a problem, then she would be gone.
But the thing is, you could never fathom that because you have a woman you would never leave. So you can't.
Well, yeah,
you can't fathom that. You're saying that now, but the women now can't even be trusted.
Well, all I need is one. All I need is one.
But you have your one. You met her when you were blessed and lucky when you were 20 something. So you can't even nowadays. People can't even be trusted. So I had to be added on everything. I had to be because I didn't feel comfortable with not being, and I saw that the irresponsibility behavior was just not up my alley. Okay. I saw that, and then now I understand. Why this was that and that and that. And a lot of people are not forthcoming and not always what it seems.
Right.
And it's shocking. It's shocking. Jaw-dropping. And like I said, I'm going to share that story about, because I want to have a panel. I think I want to do a panel of women of all ages, maybe like 2 or 3 women of different ages, 2 or 3 men of different ages, maybe of either divorces. I mean, you clearly won't be there. He's happily married, but maybe a panel of broken engagements, divorces, different ages of things where you found out about somebody and you could not go on with the marriage or the engagement or the relationship, and you found things out, and you're like, oh wow. And you're not 20, you are over 40, and you were like, I got to start over again? And you wasn't trying to do that, but you didn't have a choice because it was going to be detrimental. And then you are not frumpy first wife where I ain't got to deal with this. I can... What?
No. Frumpy first wife.
Frumpy first wife. I don't have to deal. I'm Black Barbie. I ain't got to deal with this. So, what?
I'm listening.
He be trying to make fun of me because, we've had these talks before, him and I. I still got pictures from us being at Cigar Bar.
Oh yeah.
For birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah. I won't delete those because you and Tracy are in them.
All right. Thank you. We had a good time. I remember.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have a panel, but I also want to have a panels of happily married couples because everyone doesn't get their love at 20 something. Like my daughter's 28 and she's not married yet, but but the thing is the kids now are just different. They are independent. My daughter got a house, she's traveling the world, she's playing professional basketball. But I mean, I would like to be in a situation because now because tomorrow, I have my show on BFAM at the Battery. You guys, you can check it out. It's going to be marvelous. I can say a lot more stuff. It's not censored. Tomorrow at 11. And people are very fickle.
Right.
And not honest. You and her were honest from the very beginning, but you were young.
No, but
if you could get that when you're younger, you are in a great space.
Of course. Yes, it's better.
It's a blessing.
It's a blessing. However, I do want to remind people that there are honest, forthcoming people.
Where?
There are honest, forthcoming people in their 40s, their 50s, and you have to be aware of the signs, the flags. That's it. I mean, that's it.
How do you think most people are meeting now? How do you think?
Well, I mean,
now, you don't even know, but your friends, how are they meeting right now? Her friends?
Online, social media.
Yeah, because most people are not meeting like in Applebee's because no one has time to be sitting at the bar. People got businesses to work. Right. So most people, what I've read, are meeting through Facebook dating, online dating, through connections of friends, business stuff, gatherings, and all that. But it's so exhausting.
Yeah.
Like I was on a podcast last week with the new show that I'm going on. When she gave me an example of what happened, she was at a release party for an album with one of her friends in New York. When she gave me the example of what took place after the release party, I said, Drea, this is what I'm talking about. Why would he think that's even appropriate to even come out of his mouth like that? To even think that, and unfortunately, it was a brown man. A brown man. Why? Okay, and again, why do the men of other races don't speak that way to us?
Right.
Now, for me, I don't get that kind of talk because I'm quick to be like, boy, you. And I mean, I think my size is very intimidating to a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, you have to shut it down quick.
You gotta shut it down quick. Because
I agree.
I can't. Now, question. As a married man, is it possible... Like, I would never ask this question because I don't even feel comfortable asking you this because I feel it's disrespectful because I don't even think it's feasible. But is it possible to never cheat in a marriage?
Yes. Yes.
On both sides?
On both sides, yes.
How?
A lot of communication. A lot of communication.
For the rest of your life, only sleep with that one man and that one woman.
Yeah. I mean, especially when they understand they are the only
You said that. The only what?
yeah,
Toy or
toy in
something?
the toy box.
Wait,
yeah.
what is that? Okay, what does that mean when you say
Well,
that?
It's just what I said. When a man understands that that woman is his only toy in his toy box, then he can relate that message to her and remind her, hey, you're my only toy. You're my only option. I want you to be aware of that.
Now, when you say only toy, when we had the other interview, I had Serenity. Hey, Serenity. With Bedroom Candy. Come and interview after you before we were out live. Do you believe in the sex toys? This is only for 18 and up audience, 20 and up. Do you believe in sex?
Yeah,
I mean, for a marriage, I mean, keeping it sexy in the
I
bedroom?
mean, for a marriage, you have to switch it up. So yes, I agree. I mean,
What's wrong with it? I mean, look, I'm actually gonna call Tracy and send her what that girl sent me because she's giving out samples.
no, she doesn't need any toy.
Oh!
I'm her only toy too.
But I'm saying, no, it's for both of y'all.
Oh
No,
We're-
you
we're
saw
okay.
the stuff on the table. Remember?
I left. I didn't see any of the toys on tape. So anyway, what I meant is she's my only option and I'm her only option. And once there's a lot of communication to remind each other of that, then I think it's okay.
So if somebody comes into bed and tries to flirt, Rosh, I want to get
Every
this
day,
car.
every
I
day.
know it is. I
Every
know it
day,
is.
every day.
I seen it. I
So-
come and try to speak to you. I'm like, I'll come back later.
Every day.
I'll be
No,
like, oh God.
we keep it professional.
So
and
what? How do you fight that off? Women here are treacherous. So what do you do? I'm just asking. I'm just curious. How do you fight that off?
It's easy to fight off when I just
Teachers, we
remind
gotta fight
them-
that off because that environment ain't nobody trying to do nothing.
Nah,
In
I
the
mean,
school
look, they
system,
need-
nobody's trying to fight nobody off. Trust me.
So anyway, I'm sure Tracy has had.
Not in the school building.
I don't know. I don't care.
In the school
I don't-
building.
I don't
Outside, definitely. Leaving there with that fat Benz she's driving.
No.
Going to the gas station, yes, but not in the building. But I'm asking about you because yours is different. Every day at your job,
Right.
what do you do? I know you have your ring on. You wear your ring all the
Well,
time. But what do you do? How do you handle that? Because you're
No.
trying to make money, sales,
Well, I think that it's a turn on when a guy just professes his love of his wife, his kids.
Well, in
and-
your office, you have
Yeah, in
the
my
baby.
office,
You have
set up,
everything set up. I mean, your daughter has gotten so big. I
Right.
could not believe
Right.
her volleyball and stuff, or is it softball?
Soccer. Yes.
I was like,
yes.
oh my God, look how big she is. So I think for me that is, but for people who don't have any morals,
Right.
that is their Achilles heel, I guess. But for me, I respect marriage so highly. And people are surprised, I think. 'Cause remember I told you, like for example, what I'm wearing right now. Math, I remember the same outfit we had last time. This is the reshoot. We had to correct the sounding thing. So my outfit right now, okay? If Tracy came out and was like, hey babe, we're gonna go to dinner at what's y'all's favorite restaurant?
Marcel's.
Where's that?
Marcel's.
Where is that?
It's
Oh, is it
downtown.
top secret? You don't want to tell me? Okay.
No,
well,
we have plenty of restaurants, but if she went out dressed like that
it's like,
and
okay,
I was with her,
yeah, well,
Then-
obviously.
then I'd be fine.
Okay, she was like, okay, babe, ready to go. Kids good. We're ready to go. Okay, so she came downstairs, with a little dress on, people feel when cause I'm 51, that you shouldn't, I guess look not like a hag because you 50. Cause I know, let me look at my notes here. I have notes. Do you mind if I say the age?
No.
I got Tracy is 43, and Rosh is. You didn't put it on here, boy.
No,
Hey.
I'm 43 and she is 44.
Oh yeah, he's 43 and she's 44. So we're talking people we're all in the same age bracket. I'm 51, and my ex-fiance was like 59, I believe it now. So we're all in the same age bracket. We're not in this 19, 20, 21. So we are in that older age bracket. We go to bed probably about 9:30. I start getting sleepy. I was so happy they used to come to our birthday parties because they. Yeah. So the point is, you would be okay if your wife came out in a form-fitted dress at a dinner party, whatever, like this. So, but people feel when you are a certain age, you should be dressing like this. Like, people never guess my age, and I'm gonna keep people like that until I die. You're never, but I'm proud of my age,
right.
Because I work hard, I work out, I drink water, I eat healthy, all that kind of stuff. But I feel like you only got one life, and you guys have dedicated your life to your children, especially your wife. Not saying you haven't, but you have a crazy work schedule. Somebody came in, to fill that gap. And I put my whole career to the side to fill that gap. And now I want to be a voice for women. Luckily, Tracy had a backbone of a man of support who could help her financially, spiritually, emotionally, where she wasn't feeling like, how am I gonna pay my bills this month?
Right.
Oh, how am I gonna? Oh, I got these kids.
Right.
She knew she could still take care of her kids and go. Look, I ain't trying to downplay her little teaching job, cause I ain't trying to be funny, y'all. But if you really get the hang of it, teaching ain't that hard. But people don't know. There are teachers making 6 figures. Do y'all not know that?
Yeah.
They don't know that, do they? There are teachers making 6 figures. I don't know where the ignorance comes from with that. There are teachers making 6 figures.
Yeah, especially now.
I don't understand why people don't think that. I don't know why people think everybody makes $25,000 a year. His wife put up in a big old Benz at work.
Well, look, that brings us to the next topic of people staying together because everything's so expensive.
Yes. Right. Okay, so what do you think about that? People stand together just for the bills.
Correct. Right now, everything is so expensive after COVID that you can't really survive alone.
I'm alone.
You can't really survive